take your seats. We'll kick off tonight's program. Peoria, let's hear it for our musical performers for the evening, the Water Street Stompers. Let's give them a big round of applause. I am thrilled to be here. My name is Joshua Gunn. I am president and CEO of the Peoria Area Chamber of Commerce, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to the 2022 State of the City. How's everybody feeling? Are you feeling good to be in this wonderfully renovated space? Let's make some noise for the Scottish Rite Theater this afternoon. What an outstanding venue. Thank you to the KDB Group for hosting us here today. Once again, I'm excited to welcome you to this outstanding event on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. This event would not be possible without our sponsors, so I'd like to thank our title sponsor for the evening, Hanson Professional Services. If you eat, let's hear it for Hanson, for sure, for helping bring this thing to life. I'd also like to thank, if you ate any of the food, you have Midwest Engineering Associates to thank as our food sponsor tonight. If you're drinking any of the beverages, you have the Louisville Slugger Sports Complex right here in Peoria to thank for the beverages. I'd like to thank our other sponsors as well: Humana, Comcast Business, Metropolitan Airport Authority of Peoria at the Peoria International Airport, Busey Bank, GIVSCO Construction, and we'd also like to thank WTVP for sponsoring these lovely teleprompters here so they can keep us on pace and keep me on task. So let's hear it one more time for our sponsors this afternoon. Peoria, it's been a pleasure to serve in this capacity as the Chamber of Commerce CEO in what I believe is one of the greatest communities in the entire country. As I shook your hands walking in the door, I could truly say, a lot of people throw the term community partners around. A lot of people throw the term community around. But each and every face that I saw tonight has in some way invested your time, energy, and treasure in making this great city even better. So I'd like you all to give yourselves a round of applause for being what I would consider true community partners. Thank you, each and every one of you, for continuing to invest in the city and the area of Peoria. Without further ado, we'd like to kick off tonight's program and introducing our keynote speaker for the night. Please join me in welcoming Vice President of Hanson Professional Services, Cindy Loos.
Thank you, Joshua. We're happy to be the title sponsor here tonight. After serving his 2 years as an at-large city council member, Dr. Rita was elected mayor of the city of Peoria in April 2021, becoming the city's first woman and first person of color to serve in that role. Keeping her promise to serve as a full-time mayor, Dr. Ali retired early from her position as Vice President of Workforce and Diversity at Illinois Central College, where she earned statewide recognition for strong and effective equity-focused programming. ICC's Workforce Equity Initiative, while under Dr. Ali's leadership, provided them with education and training leading to high-wage, high-career in healthcare, manufacturing, information technology, or transportation. Dr. Ali led efforts to establish ICC's first international center. She launched a comprehensive, aggressive strategy to effectively recruit and retain students of color in college. Her book, Role Models, Profiles of Successful African American Professions in Peoria, Illinois, featured 126 professionals representing 115 different occupations. It was designed to inspire Peoria's youth and young adults. Mayor Ali is involved in a plethora of local civic and community activities as the president of the Martin Luther King Holiday Committee of Peoria, Greater Peoria Economic Development Council, Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, the KDB Group Peoria Women's Club Trust Fund, and countless other roles. In addition, she has compiled a long list of awards, such as the Whitney M. Young Award for the Boy Scouts of America and the Women's History Award for the National Association for Women. Mayor Ali earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Human Services from the University of Illinois, Springfield, and a Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration and a Doctor of Philosophy from Bradley University, Walden University, and Capella University, respectively. Her daily prayer is, God, make me an instrument of your peace and your love. I'd like to introduce Mayor Rita Ali.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for your very kind words and for the leadership you and Hanson Professional Services are giving to Peoria. And thanks to everyone for joining us at this beautiful Scottish Rite Theater, a wonderful example of Peoria's Renaissance. Thank you to Peoria Chamber CEO Joshua Gunn, to his talented staff, and the members of the Chamber Board for hosting this special event. They offered, and we agreed, to do something a bit different this year. A little later in the day, a unique venue, a little jazz. I hope you like it. I sure do. Thanks to all the sponsors for supporting this State of the City event, and to each of you for your amazing attendance today. This is my first State of the Union address, State of the City address, and I'm proud to report that the State of the City of Peoria is strong. Yes, strong. Before I go into the details, allow me to thank just a few more people. The work of running city government for a city the size and complexity of Peoria is difficult. It can't be done well without the commitment of its leaders and the hard daily work of its staff. Our first bridge of collaboration is between elected officials and city staff, and it is a basic ingredient in our recipe for success. I want to recognize and thank my colleagues on the Peoria City Council. Please accept my gratitude for the support that you have given me in this new role this past year, and for your tireless dedication to making Peoria better. Please stand, City Council. Help me to thank them for their dedicated leadership. Next, I want to thank our highly capable Peoria City Manager, Mr. Patrick Urich, his multi-talented department heads, and the entire team of 653 individuals that make up the staff of the City of Peoria. They are our boots on the ground, our warriors, and our day-to-day taskmasters that keep things moving for those that we serve. Please stand, city staff, those that are present. Help me to thank them for their ongoing service to this community. City Council, city staff, working together with our community partners and our state and federal representatives, have achieved many of the results that you'll hear about today. Now, back to our strong city. Let me start with the numbers. The city's overall revenues totaled $252.1 million in 2021, up 15% from 2020. Overall expenditures totaled $230.4 million in 2021, up 7% from 2020. The city of Peoria was able to weather the worst of the pandemic financially. Revenues in the city's general fund are up 32%. These revenues were boosted in 2021 by a 34% increase in state revenues, totaling $54.9 million. The largest growth was seen in sales and income tax receipts. Local revenue sources are up 24%, with the largest increase seen in home rule sales tax. The city was also the recipient of $47 million in American Rescue Plan Act funding, a big relief needed to make investments we would not otherwise have been able to make. ARPA funding had a huge positive impact on our budget. And the city's $60 million capital budget this year is the largest in more than 20 years. The primary investment is in our infrastructure, our roads, sidewalks, smart street lighting, facilities and equipment. Peoria, we are resilient. We got pretty beat up by the global pandemic, but we are digging our way out. We are not thriving, but we will eventually get there. An article published in January of this year by the Economic Growth Initiative at the George W. Bush Institute reported the 5 characteristics of cities which rise as centers of prosperity and opportunity. Number 1, it should be no surprise that they are places that ensure an emphasis on learning and innovation. 2, rising cities are open to newcomers and unorthodox ideas. 3, they have a favorable environment for commerce. 4, they offer a good quality of life for their residents. And 5, they have a strong sense of shared community. Peoria has each of these characteristics. Let's examine them one by one. First, we are a city with premier institutions of learning and innovation. Bradley University and its state-of-the-art Business and Engineering Convergence Center is just one example. Collaboration by design, the center integrates civil and construction engineering laboratories with business school facilities, providing among the best of project learning platforms in the nation. Those that haven't taken a tour, I encourage you to do so. Illinois Central College recently broke ground for its new Workforce Sustainability Center, which will expand its offerings of training across our region in high-demand, well-paid career fields. The University of Illinois College of Medicine at Peoria produces the largest and most diverse cohorts of physicians in central Illinois. The USDA National Center for Agricultural Utilization Research, or AgLab, has long been an incubator for innovation. It's where penicillin was successfully commercialized, saving millions of lives. Its staff of 250 scientists and support people improve our agricultural production, help keep our food safe, and advance economic development and job creation. It recently received $4.5 million in funding for climate resilience and biomanufacturing. And the new OSF Healthcare Cancer Institute will be a lighthouse for groundbreaking cancer treatment and cancer research for people all across the world. The 180,000 square foot building will house proton beam therapy that will reduce treatment times and lessen side effects, exemplifying the OSF commitment to providing great care and love. Finding the cure for cancer could happen right here in Peoria, my friends. Bradley, ICC, UI Comp, Methodist College, OSF School of Nursing, our K through 12 institutions, they are all working differently and interdependently to serve a different generation of students and future leaders, a generation that embraces technology, innovation, and change. We also have an unparalleled library system. In learning and innovation, Peoria gets an A. The second characteristic of a rising city is to be open to newcomers and unorthodox ideas. We are growing in this area. Angie Ostaszewski has become one of Peoria's biggest cheerleaders, using online tools and social media, including TikTok, to literally recruit people to live in the city she and her husband have come to love. It is estimated that Angie has recruited more than 155 people to move to Peoria over the past few years. And she does it, yes, give it to her. She does it by accentuating the positives, the affordability, the history, the culture, the people. Thank you, Angie, for giving John Morris some competition as one of Peoria's biggest cheerleaders. A recent housing study showed that Peoria's warehouse district and downtown areas are becoming big attractions for young people, empty nesters, healthcare professionals, and those wanting to live near the river and urban core amenities. I have been reading about prospering cities that grew their economies and populations by welcoming immigrants and refugees who worked hard and ultimately prospered and remained in those cities. Today, cities across America and the world are beginning to welcome Ukrainian refugees whose lives have been torn apart because of the war with Russia. Communities are helping these families to pull their lives back together and to find another home away from home. Many of these refugees bring skills and talents from the daily work they perform in their home country. I don't know about you, but I would welcome Ukrainian refugee families to Peoria. Invite them to fill some of the unfilled jobs we have due to skills gaps. Invite them to our places of worship, our social events, and our homes. Peoria has always been a community that cares. Let's think about it. Let's think big and out of the box. One newcomer that became attracted to Peoria is Reagan Leslie, owner of Leslie Tyler Designs. Let's watch this video as she describes why she chose to live and work in Peoria.
I was asked to speak at a roundtable, and it was titled Accidental Preservationist. I found this funny because for me, preservation has always been my guiding light. Preservation and design have always been one and the same. For me, it was about the craftsmanship and the artistry and the time that a historic turn-of-the-century home or building entails. When you look at a structure home, you think of all of the different components that go into it, and much like a business or a community, all of those parts are necessary, and they have to not only find value in the other, but understand the other as well. So I founded Leslie Tyler Design in 2019, and our very first client was the YMCA, and we did there were 3 lounge spaces. Peoria really gave me an opportunity that I wouldn't have had elsewhere. Black House on Bigelow is what I would call a first iteration at what a more broad preservation effort could look like for the city of Peoria. It's very easy to get lost in the fast and mass-produced, in a hurry world. So I like to offer a balance to that in the slow and unhurried acceptance of building. So I think, like we build our lives, like we build our homes, like we build our communities, they take time. But I think with collaboration and with a understanding of the importance of the other and awareness of the other is how we get there.
Miss Leslie joins us today. Please stand. Thank you for choosing Peoria to live and operate your business. Thank you, Reagan. In our efforts to create a more favorable environment for commerce in the city, as part of our Grow Peoria initiative, launched the RISE Recovery Income Startup and Expansion Program, providing up to $50,000 per company in grant funding for small businesses impacted by the pandemic to support their capital needs. We are working with our state legislators to offer more tools and incentives to support new and existing businesses in the Peoria region. The Peoria Chamber, Discover Peoria, and the Greater Peoria EDC are all great partners in these efforts. We continue to aggressively and collectively pursue external state, federal, and private funding to support our various needs. There is an unprecedented amount of OPM available, other people's money, and we're going after it. Examples of pursuing OPM are the city's applications to the federal government for $120 million in grant funding to reconstruct Pioneer Parkway and construct a new overpass connecting it to Route 6. This will no doubt be good for business. The Peoria Chamber of Commerce conducted 110 new business ribbon cuttings this past year, a good sign that entrepreneurship is on the rise in Peoria. And I'm happy to know that Distillery Labs is slated to open its doors next spring. It will occupy a newly renovated former ICC building downtown where many new innovative businesses will be housed and nurtured to grow and succeed. The Peoria Next Innovation Center has been welcoming new business tenants like Velocity Labs, which opened its doors in Peoria last year. Let's look at a short video about this company.
Hello, I'm Sudhir Saja, founder of Pringle Robotics. We are in a...
We'll come to that one.
Hello.
You want to take that one? We can go ahead and listen to that one. Let me introduce it. New company Pringle Robotics has chosen Peoria as its international headquarters. It expects to hire a significant number of new employees over this next year. Let's look at a short video about this company.
Hello, I'm Sudhir Saja, founder of Pringle Robotics. We are an autonomous service bot solution provider. We create solutions that empower people and communities to be productive and safe. We are super excited about Peoria. First off, it's a mid-sized city which allows us to pilot some of our products in different verticals, giving us essentially like a proving ground for our products in several verticals. Example, hospitals, casinos, airports, assisted living centers, schools, etc. The second biggest reason is also it's centrally located in the United States, and from a logistics and distribution standpoint, it gives us a unique opportunity to service the US and Canadian markets. And then thirdly, there are several good schools in and around in the 30 to 50 mile radius. We have Bradley University, we have Illinois Central College, we have Eureka College, you have University of Illinois in Bloomington, and then University of Illinois Champaign, is just about like 70 to 80 miles away from Peoria. So these engineering schools have several good talented individuals graduating, and we would like to take advantage of that and essentially build out our company to produce the bots which are going to be deployed globally in the world. The future is bright. We are just scratching the surface. Robotics until this time was in the background in industrial applications. Now we are bringing them to the forefront in commercial applications, and we are excited about Peoria supporting us in this journey for the future. So level up for the future.
Pringle Robotics founder Sudhir Saja joins us today. Please stand, Mr. Saja. Thank you for choosing Peoria as the home base of your business. Are we queued up for the next video? Velocity Labs founder. The Peoria Next Innovation Center has been welcoming new business tenants like Velocity Labs, which opens its door last year in Peoria. Let's look at a short video about this company.
I want to think that Velocity is setting the standard for how to do biotech and grow biotech in the Midwest, including in Central Illinois. We still have and always will have the best instrumentation in the industry. We want to be best in class. We're responsive, transformative, and fun. People that have fun are also productive, and they can actually serve the clients better. We're all employee owned. We don't want people to just be here for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. We want to be a part of their career, and their family's a part of us. Bioanalysis is the measurement of a concentration of a drug, metabolite, or a therapeutic, or a biomarker in a biological fluid. So that's what we do. That's what's so fun. We're developing novel methods all the time. We're using the latest technology to make sure that we can meet our clients' needs. From the first time we contact a client to reporting and invoicing, we have automated all those tasks. That means our scientists can focus on developing and solving higher level problems for our clients. Our vision is we treat disease one sample at a time. We want to be the go-to laboratory for bioanalysis. Peoria has been so good to us. The collaboration that we've had with Bradley is so unique, and we're very grateful for that. Peoria is a hub and will be the hub in the future for the growth of biotech and healthcare. The mayor has a vision for this. We are absolutely proud to be a part of that charge.
Velocity Labs founder, Dr. Shane Needham, joins us today. Please stand, Dr. Needham. Thank you for choosing Peoria to grow your business. We have a great, diverse base of private industry here in Peoria, from startups like Velocity Labs to giants like OSF Healthcare, Unity Point Health, and Caterpillar, to our many small and medium-sized businesses. We have some wonderful employers who understand that Peoria is a great place to do business. People are flocking to the expanded Keller Station, which now features 32 local businesses with another 7 to 10 projected by year's end. This is a property that was not on the property tax rolls or collected sales taxes since the early 1900s. Natural Fiber Welding, a fast-growing Peoria-based company that makes leather and plastic substitutes from plants and recycled cloth, is partnering with well-known global brands such as Ralph Lauren, B&W, Allbirds, and Patagonia. VirtuSense is another exciting Peoria-based innovator whose fall prevention technology is in very high demand from hospitals and nursing homes around the country. Another economic driver we are aggressively pursuing is passenger rail service from Peoria to Chicago. As part of an IDOT-sponsored feasibility study, a public interest survey was conducted with nearly 95% of 31,200 respondents indicating they would be very likely or somewhat likely to use that service. Another study conducted by Hanson Professional Services identified the 3 most feasible locations, all downtown, for a Peoria train station. Within the next week or 2, we will hold a news conference to share the details of both feasibility studies and describe the next steps in this process. Until then, I can only say that I am very optimistic. I want to thank former U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Ray LaHood, for his tenacious leadership in this collaborative effort. Thank you to our state and federal elected officials and all the stakeholders that have helped move this initiative forward. A fourth characteristic of a rising city is the offering of a good quality of life for residents. A quality home, arts and culture, good jobs, equity, and public safety are hallmarks of a good quality of life. Peoria's housing market remains strong, and our city is nationally acclaimed as one of the most affordable places to live in America. 2 weeks ago, the city introduced its new home down payment assistance program, which will provide home buyers residing within qualified census tracts either $5,000 or up to 10% of the purchase price of a single-family home purchased at or below $125,000 with the primary mortgage. The funding is stackable, meaning it can be combined with other programs for residents to obtain up to $11,000 or more for a down payment on their home. This is a super opportunity, and we partner with the Peoria Area Association of Realtors to market this program. With the leadership of Phoenix Community Development Services, the Dream Center, and other housing partners, Peoria is well positioned to eliminate homelessness for families over the next 1 to 2 years. Thank you, Christine Call. You are awesome. The city will demolish 2 old schools on the south side, which have been vacant for decades and have become eyesores and safety hazards. A grant secured through the Peoria Area Association of Realtors will help the city and community to reimagine those areas for future development. Another new, vitally important initiative is our land bank. The land bank was established last year to return properties to productive use, to improve quality of life in blighted neighborhoods, to stabilize our tax base, and create opportunities for public and private investment. I want to give a shout out to Community Development Director Joe Doolin and his team for this important work. We are bouncing back from the pandemic with record crowds at Peoria Civic Center events. The Peoria Symphony Orchestra celebrates its 125th year. Louisville Slugger is operating at capacity with tournament after tournament. And the Peoria Rivermen brought home the President's Cup. I'm Peoria proud. There is no good quality of life in a city without good paying jobs. Most of my professional career has been in the area of workforce development. And for years, we've warned of the skills shortage coming to America. Well, it has arrived, and almost every industry feels its wrath. The Regional Workforce Alliance, sponsored by the CEO Council, is working collaboratively to address the workforce skills shortage, and I want to thank them for their work. OSF has grown to become the area's largest employer with over 13,500 employees. Their human resources staff shared with me last month that they have over 1,000 local openings, good jobs, great careers. I'm thrilled that OSF has once again shown their commitment to Peoria by renovating an iconic building in the heart of our downtown for their headquarters. The building was originally built in 1904 as the Block and Cool department store. Over the years, it became the Carson Peoria Scott department store and then the Jefferson Bank building. Now it will be the base of hundreds of OSF employees whose presence will bring some much-needed revitalization to our downtown area. Unity Point Health is also a major regional healthcare employer and institution, operating 2 major hospitals and dozens of smaller offices in the city. They have become the largest provider of child and adolescent behavioral health in this region and recently purchased the former Headington Oaks facility to expand these critically needed services. Their Young Minds project will reduce youth suicides and help to change the trajectory of thousands of young lives and their families. Caterpillar remains a stronghold in Peoria, employing more than 12,000 people in our region. We don't expect that to change. And jobs are plentiful at entities like Peoria Public Schools, ICC, and Bradley. Peoria has many good jobs waiting for people with the right skills to take them. One of my first acts as mayor, together with Peoria County Board Chairman Andrew Rand, was to appoint over 150 city and county residents to a new joint commission on racial justice and equity. The commission's makeup reflects the diversity of our community, and its deliberate, data-driven work will help to eliminate disparities based on race and create equitable practices within local government and beyond. This effort will help Peoria in offering a better quality of life for all of its residents. I'm very much looking forward to the Commission's first annual report out tomorrow night at the Peoria Civic Center. Safety. Safety is a basic quality of life essential. It's well documented that Peoria had a record number of homicides in 2021, and 2022 got off to a rough start. But we are seeing signs of progress as it relates to gun-related homicides. Police Chief Echevarria has initiated several effective anti-violence initiatives focused on those who commit violent crimes. A multi-agency directed patrol focused on hotspots, identified using data-driven evidence and intelligence. The patrols have resulted in numerous arrests, gun confiscations, and stolen vehicles recovered. Camera technology is deployed, and we are getting some of the worst criminals off the street. But our efforts are not just about getting tough on crime. We want to get to the root causes of crime. Police teams are knocking on doors, getting immersed in the community, and schools and community organizations are stepping up to offer mentoring and after-school and summer violence prevention programming. Peoria is the lead among 4 Illinois cities to implement a new Police Plus mental health emergency response pilot program that will fund mental health counselors responding to 911 domestic situations when the call requires it. Having these mental health co-responders from Unity Place will more effectively utilize police resources and more specifically address community needs. Thank you, Leader Gordon Booth, for leading this charge and securing the resources for what I suspect will be a national model. We've also been working hard to keep the city's fire department fully functional and effective. The new Edward B. Gaines Jr. Firehouse on Western and Howett will be open soon. It was named in honor of Peoria's first Black fireman. The last characteristic of rising cities is a strong sense of shared community. Peoria indeed has this. We saw it when more than 50 individuals representing 30+ local schools and organizations stepped up last year to say they wanted to be part of the solution in addressing gun violence in Peoria. The Safety Network, or SNET, a system of connected community resources and service providers, will be expanded next month to include residents and neighborhood organizations in qualified census tracts and hotspot areas throughout the city. The police and the community working together is the only way we will sufficiently keep our neighborhoods safe. Another major effort reflecting a strong sense of shared community is the Peoria Cradle to Career Initiative, a plan to transform Peoria's zip code 61605, one of the most distressed zip codes in the nation. Led by Illinois Central College, Peoria CCI is a community-based partnership that includes Peoria Public Schools, the City of Peoria, the CEO Council, and 30 additional committed partners. The $30 million Promise Neighborhoods federal grant application required a $30 million local match, but the Peoria community stepped up last year with a $49 million local match. The U.S. Department of Education funded 8 projects nationally, and our application was ranked number 11. So close. We were encouraged to reapply this year, and once again, Peoria stakeholders have committed almost $50 million in a local match for our reapplication. This is a shared community. Peoria is trending positive in the characteristics of rising cities despite our ever-present challenges. I'm so optimistic about the future of Peoria for all the reasons aforementioned. Going forward, we will be undergoing a new comprehensive strategic planning process, and we want input and involvement from a broad section of our community. I hope you will join this process. In closing, I want to thank former Mayor Jim Artis for the support he has given me throughout this transition year. He's been very supportive publicly and privately. It takes a lot of endurance for him to have led Peoria in this role for 16 years. Thank you for your service, Jim. I want to thank our state and federal legislators for making it rain with funding opportunities this past year and going forward. We can't rise without them. Those that are here, please stand. Help me to thank them. Lastly, I want to thank a group of people that have remained in the background, assisting wherever I've needed them, starting first as my mayoral transition team and pivoting to become my community advisory team. They have been phenomenal. Paul Joseph, Jim Johnson, Alma Brown, Lorraine Bryson, Ellen George, and Teresa Kaler, thank you for your ongoing support. Joshua and the Chamber team, Brandon, thank you. I thank everyone for coming. With your help, Peoria will continue to rise as a center of prosperity and opportunity. May God bless Peoria. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for our mayor, Dr. Rita Ali. There is a great philosopher who is also from the state of Illinois. His name is Kanye West. Some of you may have heard of him. Kanye has a saying that we should remember to give people their flowers while they can still smell them. And Mayor Ali, I just want to take a moment to give you your flowers. You are tremendous. You are innovative, you are courageous, and you have been the leader that this city needs. So let's hear it one more time for our mayor, and let's give her what she deserves. Thank you. So I have the pleasure of introducing our closing speaker tonight. And I wanted, though, before that, to recognize a few folks. My chamber staff, if any of the chamber staff is in this space, some of them are out front making things happen. None of this happens without an incredible team, and I'm fortunate to work with the best team in the Chamber of Commerce industry. No shade to any other chambers, but I am truly privileged to work with our staff. I see Audrey in the back. Our director of events, who really was the horsepower behind this, is Brandon Thompson. I think Brandon's probably still working, making sure this happens. Susie, Shanika, Kelly, Meg, our intern Savannah. Let's give our staff a round of applause, please, for helping make this thing happen. Okay, to close us out today, I'm going to invite someone who I get the privilege of working with on a daily basis. My daughter's 5 years old, and she found out that my job title was CEO, and she said, "So Daddy, that means you're the boss." I said, "Well, not really. I have 17 bosses, and they're called the Board of Directors." And I'd like to invite to the stage one of my bosses, our incoming chair of the board from Bradley University, Dr. Justin Ball. Let's hear it for Justin.
Thank you all for joining us this afternoon for the new and improved State of the City 2022. And again, many thanks to our title sponsor, Hanson Professional Services. I'd like to applaud again for Mayor Ali for the State of the City update and all of her work for Peoria. I appreciated most the characteristics of cities which rise as centers of prosperity and opportunity that Mayor Ali discussed today, and we at the Chamber really look forward to being a strong partner in those efforts to create a more favorable environment for commerce. I hope that you all enjoyed the update and take time for programming and networking and strengthening your own business connections. We at the Chamber look forward to being a leading voice and a resource for business in the region, and we hope that you will all continue to be engaged members of the Chamber, take advantage of our many professional development opportunities, our business and marketing webinars, and our connections for entrepreneurs. I also hope that each and every one of you, your businesses, your nonprofits, your charities and programs will be partners with us and Mayor Ali's vision for improving Peoria and the commerce in our region. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening. And we'll welcome back out the Water Street Stompers. And thanks again for our food and beverage sponsorships and our Louisville Slugger Sports Complex and Midwest Engineering Associates.